Hey, it's OhYoNameTaty back again with another video. In today's video, we'll be doing a review to The Flash Season 6, Episode 1. So let's get right into it. So it starts off with Barry and Iris 10 seconds after seeing Nora's video. And then shortly after, something happens, something erupts and deletes Nora's message to them. And so now it skips to 4 months later, so let's watch the barbecue scene.
But fear, the party's here. Fear, fear, fear.
We brought my famous ambrosia salad and veggie dogs.
Oh my God, let's pause real quick. Let's pause. When she said ambrosia salad, that's so, oh my God, that just reminded me of this video right here.
Mama, you know, you really look good. Have you been losing weight?
Oh, thank you, baby. No, but I'm getting ready to start a new diet. I want a full bowl. Ernie, have some of this ambrosia.
I don't like ambrosia. Ambrosia. I'm sorry, I love the Nutty Professor. And every time somebody says ambrosia, me and my sister always be like, I don't want no damn ambrosia, so we forget it, let's start it all over.
The party's here.
And is it just me or did Cisco's hair grow longer? I'm starting to like Camilla, whatever.
All that for a missing persons case? That's dedication. Guys, what are we doing?
Oh, Cecile.
Is napping like a little angel.
That's a lie.
I have candy yams. I have collard greens. Baby, let's eat.
Oh, she was dancing. You know what that reminded me of? That reminded me, I was so happy when I found it. I was so happy when I found out because it reminded me when Cecile starts saying, I got greens, I got baby corn, I got all this stuff. Let's eat. I remember.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, raw, dog, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rat. You name it!
Did that shit remind you of that? Oh my God. I am so happy that, you know, as a black woman, Cecile, you know, everything that came out of her mouth was true. When it came, and everything that came out of her mouth was true and accurate when talking about the food. The only thing that was a lie when she said, oh, I put baby Jenna down. Now, you know that bitch live across the street. That lady is 35 years. I don't know how many times I gotta say this before they believe it. Like, baby Jenna does not exist. She is a grown woman. She do everybody taxes. She do Barry and Iris taxes. She do Joe Cecile taxes. She's an accountant at H&R Block. She got her whole man. She know Barry the Flash. She don't want to have nothing to do with them. Talking about, oh, I just put baby Jenna down. She ain't a baby no more, girl. She is a grown woman. Let's move on. Okay, let's talk about Barry getting this tablet. I just want to show this clip real quick because I thought he was fine as wine. So let's watch it. He was just so fucking fine.
A tablet.
He knew he was fine in that moment. He knew he was fine. But what I did notice in that scene, that little scene, was besides the fact that Barry looked fine as wine, okay, was this sort of unspoken tension between Iris and Barry. But yet it wasn't talked about the way I thought it was gonna be talked about. Like, I thought that they were gonna have, not an argument, but kind of like a marital, like, discussion, okay? But it wasn't that at all. It was kind of Iris breaking down and Barry comforting her and kind of feeling the same way she was feeling. Like, I was thinking it was marital tension because he was working too much and he was being very optimistic, and Iris was having a problem with that because she wanted him to grieve like she was grieving. That's what I thought it would be, but it wasn't. Like, I guess I like took that look that she gave as something else. So let's move on. Oh, okay, so Iris asked Joe what he did with all those boxes he had in the back, and Cecile was all happy and shit, speaking for her daddy, talking about like, oh, he finally threw them boxes away. And so Iris, she goes to the junkyard and she starts searching for stuff. The guy who, I guess, who watches over the place at night, he told her where to find it. And then all of a sudden, as soon as she found Nora's jacket, a black hole appeared. And it swept all the stuff away, including the jacket. Now, my first thought when I watched it live was, oh my God, the Speed Force is trying to erase every single thing about Nora, like how they deleted the video. They deleted Nora's video 10 seconds after Barry and Iris watched it, and now once Iris found the jacket, it swept it away. So I was thinking it was the Speed Force erasing Nora, but come to find out it was this beautiful smiled, it was this beautiful, why I keep saying beautiful? Come to find out it was Chester creating, well, he created on accident, creating the black hole. So now we're about to watch the scene with Barry and Iris at the little junkyard dog place, whatever.
I missed you last night. You sure you're okay?
Yeah.
He missed her.
Here anyway.
She don't know. And the thing about it is, do you notice that Barry be wearing the same clothes, but you'll never see Iris in the same outfit once?
People file police
Woo.
reports for stolen trash.
I'm just saying, I mean, he could get away with it because nobody really looking at Barry like that. Like, we looking at Iris as like a fashionista. And Caitlyn too. Caitlyn, I've never seen Caitlyn wear the same skirt.
You're garbage. I hate garbage.
Okay. Have fun with Ghostbusters. I'll see you.
Oh, she finally did a reference right. Usually Iris don't really do references correct, but this time she did. All right. So we find out that Ramsey Russo, fine. He just so fine. Woo! Everything about him is fine. Fine as wine. So Caitlyn goes to his funeral or whatever, and he talking about how his mama this, his mama that. Like, she's just such an outstanding woman. And then when they go on their little coffee break or coffee date or whatever y'all want to call it, him and Caitlyn, we found out that he's a lying piece of crap. And he been lying, and he been trying to find a way to cure. So I'm not gonna lie, I really didn't pay attention to the scene because I was just too busy looking at him. I just know that he was lying about something, you know. Shoot, I just know that he was lying, and he was using Caitlyn to do so, talking about like, oh, you remind me so much of Mother, and you know. But he was lying with his fine self. And then come to find out, he actually hated his mom. He hated his mom for I guess rolling over and giving up. I think she died of cancer. Correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong, but I think she died of cancer. And then come to find out, close to the end of the episode, he also has cancer, but he wanted to try to find a way to curing it. And something ends up happening, girl. I don't know, but I'm excited for it. Okay, so I think I already said this in the video, but after Iris do some deep investigation about these black holes, she finds out that it's about this, she finds out that this guy named Chester is creating them, but he did it on accident, and he's actually is the black hole. A part of his brain is in the black hole, and the other part is in him. Yeah. So, we about to watch the scene. One of the greatest scenes, you know. It was one of my favorite scenes of the episode, to be honest.
The guy's running in and out of a black hole.
Good point, right? Yes. And you know what? What's crazy to me is the fact that Barry it's not really a new suit, but they added some stuff to it and they didn't talk about it. Usually when they add stuff, like when, like season 2, when they switched the red emblem to the white one, they discussed it. You know, every new detail, new suit, they've always discussed, but they didn't want to tell us about this chin strap. And I must say, Grant looks good. I think Grant looks, I've always thought Grant looks great. Okay, shout out to you, Grant. I see you watching my video. Thank you. Yeah, I always thought he looked great. But this is by far my favorite suit.
Barry.
Oh, Lord.
Barry, please. Say something.
Her voice cracked.
Babe, please.
And you know what? Maybe it's just me, but I always like the fact that Iris gave Barry pet names like babe, sweetie, honey, baby, and he always called her Iris. Like, yeah, say her name. Don't get her mixed up with nobody else, so nobody could try to make it seem like he calling somebody else baby. You know how people make fake videos and stuff? Like, he can say he called her sweetie or whatever, right? And then, like, somebody could make it where he's saying it to somebody else. Like, no, say her name. Say her name, okay? sorry. And so he saved Chester. I couldn't find that clip. I'm sorry if I can. Maybe I'll show it over here if I can find it, but I couldn't find the clip. And I had to say, I like Chester. I think that, I don't know if he's gonna stay around. I mean, when Eric, who is the new executive producer of the show, when he was talking about bringing in a new character and that the character would be African American, it seems like he was. It doesn't. Wait, something in my. Got it. It didn't seem like he was talking about so long term, like throughout the entire season, but it seemed like he was gonna be there for a minute. And they said that Chester was gonna be there for 4 to 6 weeks. So I guess we're gonna be seeing him 4 to 6 weeks. And I think that he's nothing like Cisco. He's nothing like Ralph. He's nothing like any Harry or HR. He's totally different and geeky at the same time. I think he's a cool guy. I would love to see what he has to offer to the show. I think he has a beautiful smile, and you know, he's nice to look at. So can't be mad at that, right? So let's talk about the premiere. Let's break down the premiere of the episode. Let's be honest, do I think that this premiere was like the best ever throughout the entire series of The Flash? No. Do I at least think that this premiere is better than season 4 or 5? No, I do not. But I can say that I thoroughly enjoyed this first episode. For many reasons, because we saw how season 4 and 5, for example, were so big. Their premieres were really big in season 5 with Nora, and then season 4 when Barry came out of the Speed Force. Those were like some of my favorite first episodes. But yet it like went downhill from there. Like shortly after like episode 5 or 6, it went downhill from there. So I kind of like that they're not giving us too much, they're just giving us enough. You know, it's all about pacing, and I think that Eric is doing a great job so far. And on top of that, what I did notice in this episode is Barry is the protagonist of the show, but he was not the main character in this episode. Iris was. And a lot of people were noticing that. I think Candace got like pretty much, if not the most screen time, I think her screen time was higher than usual. Probably like 5 minutes higher, I don't know, I'm just exaggerating. But I do think that Iris was the main focus of this episode. I think that it was about time we actually get to see Iris grieving. You know, I was very disappointed in season 2 and season 3 when it came to Iris' feelings of things. Like season 2, when her mother passed, we didn't really get to really focus on how she felt and how she got over it, and then to bring Wally into the household, we really didn't get to know her feelings on top of that. And I feel like they lacked in season 3 with Iris and Caitlin's character, knowing that the storyline is really about them. You know, it's about Barry trying to save them. So I wish that we got to see more insight on Caitlin and Iris's feelings. And so for us to finally see it in season 6 and how she's doing with Nora's death, and how she knows that she'll never get that version of Nora again, I'm really surprised and actually happy that we got to see this side of Iris. So Ralph and Killer Frost have a conversation, blah 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 blah. I think I already said this. We find out that Mr. Russo, hey, he has cancer and he's trying to find a way to cure it. And in doing that, he ends up, like, his blood ends up coming out of his skin and wrapping around his hand. Something crazy happens. Well, I'm sure we'll find out tomorrow. We find out the reason what took Barry so long to close the black hole. I said whore. To close the black hole is because he was trying to get Nora's jacket to comfort his wife. I already did the reaction video to that scene, so just click over and go watch my reaction video to that scene, honey. And then the monitor shows up and, you know, all that stuff. So that's the ending of the episode, and it seems like in tomorrow's episode, it seems like Barry goes to the future the day after he disappears to get some type of information, and that's when we will see I don't know, maybe Jay Garrett and Joanne Garrett, I don't know, or maybe a different type of Henry and Nora, or I don't know who they are, but we will find out tomorrow. Question, when do you guys think that Barry will create Gideon? Do you think it'll be this season or next season? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to click that notification bell so you guys know everything and every time I post, okay? Because I will be posting a lot this year, okay? And